Hey, Ferris.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine. Just, it's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment?
Paimon's readings have been really good.
That
And, like,
came out of
exceptionally
nowhere.
good this
I'm listening,
quest.
though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Imagine your wish coming true before your very eyes.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sub-Zero's festival tradition or something?
Make it one.
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Wow.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone.
We go check to
Just
see if
doesn't
the
seem
mood
like herself.
improved.
She's always
This is
so
like a
gentle
puppet,
and
Dunyarzad.
kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
Not the worst assumption.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said,
If that's your
I
one
guess it is.
fucking wish, yeah.
When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sub-Zero's festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment,
Fuck
I
everyone
just
else.
wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life.
Wow.
50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Traveler feeling a little neglected here all of a sudden.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're
What?
Fucky? Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
That's her name?
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this stream after all.
It's gotta be a kid. That was my original
Be this
guess.
easy.
Because kids have the strongest imaginations. Well, in theory.
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her. But none of them has any idea that she...
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
I'll teach them a lesson they won't forget.
Huh? But Dia can handle them. Hey, Trep!
Hey, we're a little angry. It's just gonna repeat anyway, so who fucking cares?
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take...
Take Dunyarzad and leave.
Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you.
Yo, leave.
You... Fine, all right. Knock yourself out. Why are you so worked up anyway? It's not like I don't trust your fighting skills. Anyway,
I've been through
watch
this
yourself.
same goddamn day for like 2 months.
So you got yourself some backup. Suit yourself. You're going down.
It's fun that we get to fight him this time.
By royal decree.
Eye for an eye.
Wow. I need to find a way to get Eula's crit up, because right now her,
I'll be back.
As you wish.
Scatter!
she hits like her crit damage right now. She hits like a goddamn truck.
I'll be back.
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys?
I'm just angry at myself. So I decided to beat the shit out of these random dudes.
You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see you two like this.
Yeah, well, you know, we're a little late for that.
Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remembered something. Remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsara started, we came here with Dunyarzad because she wanted to pick something up? She said it was because she had forgotten something.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival.
Should we check out the items?
Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this needle in a haystack search. This is the place. It's rude to enter other people's spaces without permission, but desperate times call for desperate measures.
Hey, they invaded our space.
Hey,
We're in an
the
invaded
windows
space.
are unlocked. Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside.
Oh my god, Paimon is perfect to break and enter.
This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing inside except this book on the table. Should we open it?
After almost 16 days, I was finally able to get these notes written before the Sub-Zero Festival. Once the festival ends, you and Paimon will probably continue your journey immediately, so I was hoping that I'll be able to give this to you before that. This is a compilation of folk legends concerning Lesser Lord Kusanali, created from a series of interviews that I conducted in succession and wrote down. I interviewed so many people, but I'm afraid there are very few who know much about her. Still, I hope that this will be of use to you in your search for her. Water supply passed away.
Wow, Dunyarzad wrote all of this. Sounds like she was always thinking of us even while we were away. Even though she was also busy preparing for the Sub-Zero's festival and had all her health problems to worry about. She must have wanted to give this to us as a gift on the day of the Sub-Zero's festival, right? If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even thank her.
Dunyarzad.
Hey! Where are you off to now? It's Dunyarzad's puppet.
I guess. Feel this better if I say this out loud. Thank you.
Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really, really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked about Nilu's Dance of Sub-Zeros.
I can barely recall it now.
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that the point of living is not to leave behind any regrets.
The fuck?
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Dunyarzad?
Yes, traveler. What is it?
Oh, So she's still just a puppet. But just now, how come...
Leave behind regrets. Let's go, Paimon.
What? Where are we going this time?
Watch the dance of Sub-Zero.
If you continue to resist, we will have to order an investigation into every single event organizer.
Blah.
The Grand Sage has already granted you much leniency. I advise that you exercise tact.
How did things turn out like this?
Dance.
Traveler? You don't have to get involved.
Dance like you've never
Here's a
danced
sage from the
before,
academia.
damn it!
I don't want to drag you into this.
Traveler.
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? If you get arrested by the academia, that's another day gone to waste.
Oh, big fucking deal. Was she?
Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff?
They're puppets.
Oh, of course. If this is the sage's plan, they wouldn't put themselves through this. So they're just substitutes.
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Hold on a minute. What's up with these flowers?
Like I said, they symbolize the goddess of flowers.
Hey!
It's just a shame that
Didn't
all
I
the
say
real
it's probably
Potty
Nilo?
went extinct after her death.
Yes. The Greater Lord brought forth
Or
new
that Nilo would
Potty
also
in
make
memory of
sense
the goddess of flowers.
if Ferris made
But
sense.
she ultimately could never truly replicate that beautiful shade of purple.
Especially since she's the one that is always
That
possibly the
beautiful
most
shade of
disappointed.
purple. Aren't these flowers real Patisaras? Just like the ones from the legend? I didn't even notice. Dunyarzad, did you find these?
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here?
Nilo, close your eyes.
Huh?
Imagine that the Grand Sage and his entourage are not here in front of you.
You guys are acting weird. But okay, I'll try. Hey!
They disappeared!
Boom.
Nilu's the host! What a surprise! Purple Patisaras don't exist in the real world anymore. But in Nilu's subconscious, they can appear as decorations on the stage!
I wonder if that's always been a difference, and you
like
just
the
never
example
caught it
Hida
before.
told us. People assumed there will be food on a plate, and Nilu assumed there would be real Patisaras in the flower pots. So when you saw the flowers, you instantly knew it was Nilu?
Correct.
But if we want to end the Samsara, we need the host to become aware that they're dreaming.
This is a pretty good start,
How
I'd
should we
say.
make Nilu realize that?
Never.
Am I dreaming?
Oh! Well, now that you mention it, actually. How'd you come to that conclusion?
So I'm right. Is this Lesser Lord Kusanali responding to our celebration of the Sub-Zeru's festival?
Wrong guess, but you aren't completely wrong either. The point is, what made you think this is a dream? As far as you know, people in Sumeru don't dream, right?
Yeah, but have you heard the tale of the first sage? To prevent a calamity, he went on a journey to find the Archon.
Ooh, sounds familiar. Dunyarzad told us a story like that when we first arrived in Sumeru City. So it was about the first sage, huh?
Yep, but in the part you heard, he hadn't become the first sage yet. There's more to the story. His piety and wisdom were acknowledged by the Dendro Archon, and she finally gave her blessing to him.
Man, Nilo's so cool.
All kinds of spectacular
Nilu,
scenes
Nilu.
appeared in front of the first sage, as if all the knowledge in the world was being
I will
painted
be
onto
pulling
a
for
canvas
her.
right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, he said to the Dendro Archon, "I miss my parents, my wife, and my children. I've been away from home for far too long. They must be worried." The Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, the sage found himself lying in his bed, as if he had just woken up from a dream. His wife, lying next to him, said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today, aren't you? Have a safe journey, my love." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City and founded the Academia. What a happy ending.
So, the first sage was dreaming ever since the beginning of the story? He never went on his journey?
Yes, but his faith and determination were conveyed to the Dendro Archon, so she blessed him in the form of a dream.
Bless.
Paimon understands where you're coming from now. That's a really interesting connection. But we really gotta wake up soon, like the sage in the story.
Now that Nilu is aware of it, the dream should be over soon.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can.
I've been waiting a long time for this. You have no idea.
The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zero's.
I wonder what they're basing her movement off of, because normally, like, they're pretty good with getting source material for, like, what the, like, dances and stuff are inspired by.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilu's dance.
Oh, no. I mean, yes, but fuck. She's really dead. She ain't coming back, huh? That's really sad. That was a cool way to end the dream. Could have played Evanescence's End of a Dream there instead, but, you know, that score was good too.
Oh, good morning, traveler. Oh, Paimon feels like she's been asleep for the longest time.
My head hurts.
Paimon's head feels super heavy. Did we oversleep? Do you even remember going to sleep last night? Paimon thinks it was after the Sub-Zero's festival. The Sub-Zero's festival! Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero Samsara?
I remember now.
Quick! Take off your Akasha terminal!
Yeah, the dance to Zero I think I saw. Quick, let's go see Dunjazad. Dude, she's still dead.
She's not in her room. What happened?
Let's go to the usual spot.
Huh? What usual spot?
Unless Kusanali was somehow able to, like, pull her consciousness from wherever it was lost. Which, I mean, it's an Archon. I suppose it's possible. She didn't say she was dead, per se. She just said her consciousness was gone. Oh, there she is. Yay, Dunyarzad. I love Dunyarzad.
Well done, Traveler and Paimon. And thank you, Dunyarzad, for organizing the Sabzeruz festival for me.
Hold up. Why is Lesser Lord Kusanali talking out of Catherine? This is done intentionally, right? It wasn't just they forgot to switch the model back or something? Like a placeholder model? This is... Did she have that voice when we talked to her earlier? I didn't feel like it was that high. Because you do talk to Catherine earlier in this quest, when Catherine's not like, she's just walking around. She's not at her station. But she still seemed... I don't remember that being the voice, so I don't think I missed that.
I'm sorry, who are...
Dunyarzad! You're okay! Oh, don't scare us like that!
Dunyarzad?
Oh, Traveler Paimon. I have something amazing to tell you.
Sir.
I just had a dream. And I saw Nilou performing the dance of
Oh.
Samsara.
Well, I'd tell you that wasn't a dream, but it was. That's just the end? I guess that's the end of that part. Can I talk to Dunyarzad? I cannot. Alright, Kusanali Catherine. Can the Archons just, like, control Catherine?
Catherine was acting weird when we met at the Sabzeruz festival.
But I don't remember her voice being like that.
Dunyarzad, did you save her? It's a really long story. We
Oh
shouldn't
god,
disturb her.
this is not...
Her consciousness is still weakened.
It doesn't
Let's
fit.
chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
What's going on? Why are you two so excited to see me? Hasn't it only been a night?
It's actually been much longer than that.
I'll tell you sometime.
Oh? Strange. Was I really asleep that long? No wonder I have such a headache.
Let's talk about Dunyarzad first. It's
No!
such a relief that she's all right. After we parted on the last day of the Sabzeruz festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the Samsara. So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end, and not a moment too soon.
This is truly a miracle.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions. Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently. All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer.
Why do you look
As your
like
reward, I'll
Catherine?
answer any and all questions.
That is my number fucking one.
To be accurate, I'm using the Akasha as a medium to occupy Catherine's consciousness.
Ah, that's...
How did you do that?
Couldn't you do that with anybody?
Catherine.
Or is it, you can do it with Catherine because her consciousness
also
is
occupy other people's consciousnesses?
suspect to begin with.
Theoretically, I can enter anyone's mind as long as they're wearing their Akasha terminal.
That
The
is
Akasha
dangerous.
is the legacy of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. As Lesser Lord Kusanagi
Not even Raiden
and
Shogun
the first Akasha
Venti or
terminal, my
Zhang Li can
consciousness
do
has
that.
always been linked to the Akasha.
That's kind
I've
of
always
nuts.
respected my people's free will, so I've never actually occupied their consciousness.
But Catherine's not a
When
person,
necessary,
so...
I just borrow this bionic Snezhnayan puppet. Oh, hold on. Did we just learn some deep, dark secret? So Catherine is... No wonder Paimon felt something was off about her.
It's been revealed! After 2 years. 2 long years. It is confirmed that not only is Catherine bionic and a puppet, but from Snezhnaya. I wouldn't have guessed the Snezhnaya thing, though. I guess black hair, blue eyes. It's very Russian, isn't it? Oh my god, this is so satisfying. It's more satisfying than I ever dreamed it would be. No, I never dreamed about finding out about Catherine's true origin. Wink.
What about your own body? Why do you need to borrow other people's? Don't you live in the sanctuary of Surasthana? That story begins a long time ago. After Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared, the sages found my newly born self and took me back to Sumeru. At that time, I was young and weak. The sages kept me in the sanctuary of Surasthana, ostensibly for the sake of protecting me. But I've hardly heard from them since. However, I do understand that they had hoped to find Greater Lord Rukkhadevata instead of me, a symbol of her passing. So, the sages basically put their new Archon under house arrest? How dare they! Why don't you teach them?
That's pretty good. How
In
she
some
described that.
They aren't wrong. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata was omniscient and omnipotent. Even after her death, the Akasha is still empowering this nation. And I'm still really far away from being able to call myself the God of Wisdom. Moreover, the Academia is also more proficient at governing this country. My existence has little meaning.
You know, not omniscient or omnipotent enough to not die, but, you know, whatever. So, I was initially not very enthused. That's a good way to put it. I was not very enthusiastic about Kusanali's character when they were revealed like her childlike design. I'm like, oh god, this will only lead to bad things. But how they've actually framed her as this like incredibly insecure god, where more than half the nation basically doesn't care that she exists because they worship the old god that was dead, and she's like the symbol of that god's death. So like people like almost resent her, and how she feels so inadequate compared to that's actually really super fucking interesting, and I'm impressed that the game has basically had me do a 180 on how interesting I thought I'd find her character. To me, you are already an excellent Archon.
Yeah, you got a lot of believers.
I mean, do you want me to introduce you to Venti? That dude doesn't do shit.
Everyone who showed up truly loves you. Thank you for the kind words. But I honestly don't need physical freedom as long as I can connect my consciousness to the Akasha. Trying to find a way to save Irminsul is my life's mission and top priority. I will work on that, and try to live up to being a deity in the meantime.
So,
Every once in a while, I will also take up the duties of the God of Wisdom and enlighten a lost soul here and there. Doing all that should be enough.
about what I saw in that dream at the Vidya Forest.
At the Avidia Forest, there was this incense
Vidya.
that made the traveler fall unconscious
Vidya Games.
and dream of a huge tree and a red sky. You also heard someone's voice, right? It said world and forget me. Yeah, so you do know! We've been wanting to ask you what that was about, and if the red sky was related to Conria. It seems like the traveler established a connection to Irminsul. That was a message left by Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul. Perhaps her last memory before she died. As you two probably know, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata disappeared after the disaster in Conria. The timings of these events do line up, so your suspicions are reasonable. A message from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata? We thought it was from the Scarlet King. The Scarlet King? That god who died even longer ago? Some present-day desert dwellers still worship him. You probably just heard some of their conspiracies.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Okay, so what does the message mean?
She really just tossed him aside. That dude that died like 3,000 years ago?
Even the Akasha isn't
Shaw,
capable of
Flimflaw.
doing that. Greater Lord Rukkhadevata's residual consciousness in Irminsul seems to be contaminated with something that has a very dangerous aura to it.
So I assume that's going to be
Many
one of the later
devoted
quests.
scholars go mad as soon as they connect their consciousness. I've warned the academia about this many times, but people still keep falling victim to it.
Thirst
But
for
I
knowledge.
believe this is the key to saving Irminsul. That's why I've kept trying to decipher it. So the tree in the vision was Irminsul?
Yeah, we already knew that.
Tainari also said that Irminsul is sick. Is it because of the contaminated consciousness? But even if you
That
can't
would
figure
make
out
sense.
what that vision was all about, it seems like our search for you was all in vain.
They keep talking about
The
black
traveler
mud
was
too, so that's
infected
to
after
be
coming in contact with
connected
that
to the
consciousness.
chasm.
I've never seen anyone
The
like that.
forest creatures, the
With you
bootleg
here,
Koroks.
we may have a chance at deciphering it. No, we must decipher its secrets. I've already eliminated all other factors that might affect Irminsul. This is the only one left. This puzzle has life and death at stake. It could determine Irminsul's fate, as well as Tevat's.
Well, let's go on to something else now after that statement. About the sage's plan.
There's never been any big problems with the Academia's governance of Sumeru. This is the first time I've seen them step out of line. I wonder what caused them to go down this path, and what they hope to achieve. Even though the city's residents haven't noticed anything strange, if the Traveler hadn't broken the Sub-Zero's Samsara, the situation could have become dire. I tried to do some investigating in the Akasha, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. And all the people of interest seem to purposely avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. I think they're deliberately trying to hide something. Oh, that reminds Paimon. In Gandharvaville, there was a sage who had invited Tainari to join some kind of project. Could it be related? Regardless, I need to first investigate the sage's motives, make things right, and punish them if needed. But I'll have to be discreet, or they'll see me coming.
No one has realized the issue with the Akasha?
You mean how the Akasha stops you from having dreams? Yeah, it's been such a long time. No one's noticed something's up? It's not that no one noticed. It's more like no one cared. Ultimately, it's all rooted in the sage's misdirection. Misdirection?
Well, it's something that the culture just kind of accepts.
The sage has convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even
So they
if the
actively
truth is that
want
their
you to-
dreams
but
are
that's-
being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this.
Yeah, she just said it. That's why she never came out strongly against it. But if I were an Archon, I would personally have thought that was the academia stepping out of line personally in manipulating the entire populace to believing that something that everybody should be doing is something that once they don't do it, it's actually a good thing. And it's all because I'm sucking stuff from their minds. That's bullshit.
Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams.
I don't have any other questions, although I really want to ask you this one again.
Got it. I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of
It blew my
knowledge.
goddamn mind. It's all about mind blowing.
To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the Sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sub-Zero Samsara in the immediate future.
Why?
Go and get some sleep.
I guess they did say there's like an energy. If it's the gnosis isn't necessarily unlimited.
This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Dude, it hasn't been your birthday for like a while.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
Nice.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
Catherine's like the first cloud network.